Hello everyone, this is Saurian Target coming back at you with another Carnivores Top 5 video, where today we are going to be looking at what I think are the worst death animations in the Carnivores franchise. Now, as I've stated before, the death animations are a staple of the Carnivores franchise. When the original Carnivores game was released in 1998, it was one of the few, if not only, hunting games that strayed away from hunting deer by providing prey that could hunt back. And when the prey became successful predators, careless players were greeted with one of the most memorable and vicious game over screens in history. A lovely little dinosaur tearing out your innards. It's a fantastic and iconic part of the games, one that really sells the immersion and terror of hunting prehistoric reptiles on a hostile alien world. But not all of these kill cams have been as great as others, and it's those lackluster death animations that we'll be looking at today. And remember, these are just my opinions on what I think are the worst death animations. I am not the final authority on all things carnivores. So without further ado, let's begin. So topping off the list at number 5, we have the Diatrima from Carnivores Ice Age. Now, before you unleash your hate in the comments section, let me explain. The Diatrima's eating animation is not bad by any means. In fact, I listed this classic carnivore eating animation in my top 5 best Carnivores death animations. It's just that, in the context of the very creative death animations that came out of Ice Age, the Diatrima's is a little tame. When you have the opportunity to be trampled, thrashed, gored, and smashed all over the landscape by these terrifying hairy beasts, the thought of just getting eaten is almost a relief. It's not overly violent, it's in fact quite simple. And maybe that was the point. Maybe it's to help link the Diatrima to its scaly cousins from the warmer sectors of the planet, and a nice reference to the first 2 games in the franchise. But compared to the others in Ice Age, I think it's just a little lacking. Again, it's not a bad animation, just comparatively a little too subdued, so it tops the list at number 5. Moving down to the number 4 spot, we have the Carnivores Reborn Stegosaurus. As we all know, one of the biggest Carnivores elements missing from the HD reboot was the iconic death animations. With the release of Carnivores Reborn, the developers aimed to remedy that problem by bringing back these memorable death scenes. And for the most part, they're alright. It's evident that more work was put into some than others, and the Stegosaurus seems to have gotten the short end of the stick. It's great that the Stegosaurus is finally dangerous in an official Carnivores release, but the animation itself, like the others, could have used a bit more polish. The Stegosaurus's shoulder plates glitch out badly when it goes in for the kill, crumpling and outright disappearing when it swings its tail. I mean, yikes, just look at that. Not to mention, there are no accompanying sound effects, just a stock dinosaur sound effect played so low that it's drowned out by the end-game music. Again, it's great that the death animations made it back for Reborn, but they could have used some more work, so the Stegosaurus comes in at number 4. Taking the number 3 spot is the Carnivores Cityscape death scenes, or rather, the lack thereof. As most of us are all aware, Cityscape was a pretty disappointing outing in Carnivores history, and given that at the time, for all we knew, it could have been the last Carnivores game we would ever get, a very disappointing finale. Thankfully, it wasn't, but it still exists. And even though I do like it, although I mostly like the concept more than the actual execution, it's not that great, and that's pretty evident in the death scenes. Players are given multiple opportunities to be killed by swarms of dinosaurs in Cityscape, and when you give up your life to your saurian hunters, what happens? You fall over and die. That's it. With such a variety of differently sized dinosaurs attacking in various numbers with various environments, there were plenty of ways for the developers to get creative with the death animations. You could be swarmed and suffocated by a pack of Coelophysis. You could have your skull crushed by an Oviraptor beak, be pulled apart by a couple of Nanotyrannus, swallowed whole by a Suchomimus, or shredded to bits by a Giganotosaurus. But no, you just kind of fall over. And then the dinosaurs either run away or get stuck, like they suddenly don't care. So much for being hungry, I guess. So Cityscape disappoints yet again and comes in at number 3. Moving down to the number 2 spot, we have the Carnivores Reborn Ceratosaurus. Man, this one is just bad. The Ceratosaurus, one of the 2 carnivores in the entire game, the dinosaur that will be killing players 95% of the time before they unlock the T-Rex, had probably the least amount of work put into its death animation. It literally just leapfrogs at the camera in slow motion. What's worse is that there are obvious clipping issues. And then there's you! What are you doing there? And where do you go? The Ceratosaurus even has an unused kill animation I found in the Carnivores Reborn art book. Like, what happened to that one? It looks way better than what we got. In fact, it would have been better to just pull the camera back and use the Ceratosaurus's actual eating animation, rather than this bizarre game of slow-mo tag. It's so awkward and cringeworthy, and definitely deserves the number 2 spot. And now, the number 1 worst death animation in the Carnivores franchise actually belongs to a couple of dinosaurs, the Triceratops and Chasmosaurus. And it really pains me to put the Triceratops on the same worst of list as the Chasmosaurus. But I'll give credit where it's due, and the death animation of these 2 dinosaurs is just plain terrible. If wounded at close range, these ceratopsians will charge at the hunter, step on him, and continue on with their day. Like, seriously, that's it. No epic trample, no intense gore, no flip into the air, nothing. They just kind of knock you over and then go looking for more food. I mean, the Reborn Trike's animation is way better than this. Of course, the worst death animation in the franchise would belong to the worst dinosaur in the franchise as well. So the Triceratops and Chasmosaurus take the number 1 spot with the worst death animation. So there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on what I think are the worst death animations in the Carnivores franchise. But what did you guys think of the list? Were there any that I forgot or that would have made a better contender for the number 1 spot? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And guys, thanks as always for all of the support. All of the likes, views, comments, and just general feedback on these videos is so much fun to be a part of. And now here we are almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is just flat out awesome. You guys are the best and the reason that I do these videos. So as long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're all making the most of the new year, and I will see you guys next time.